everyone, it's Kayla Mason here. Today I'm going to be talking about three tips that you should do when you're in the process of becoming a real estate agent, and then when you're in the process of choosing the brokerage or the real estate company that you're going to be working for. So stay tuned for more information. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you would like more content. So here we go. We're gonna jump into it. So first things first, you want to look and do research for your specific state. I'm licensed in the state of Virginia, so our pre-licensing course, which is step one, is to complete your pre-licensing education. It's usually a course. You can do them online or in person. And in Virginia, it's 60 hours required. But honestly, if you do online self-paced, it could take way longer, like it did for me, to be honest, just juggling life. But they also have an in-person option as well. So you want to take that pre-licensing course and make sure you pass all the little quizzes that within it, and then the course final exam. Then step two, after you pass the pre-licensing course education and you pass that course test, then you have to go on and take your state test and your state real estate licensing test. So, and that will include, in Virginia, it includes the national portion, which will have questions, and it's usually the bigger part of the test. It has questions that are universal for the whole United States, and then you'll have your state portion, questions that are more specific to your specific state. So you want to go in and do that. I actually, on my first try, I passed the national portion, so the really big, long, hard part, and then I didn't pass the state portion by like 4 questions. And it was like, oh my goodness, I was like, how did I not get the shorter one? Then I had to take both of them over or whatever. So, yeah, then I went on and I passed them both the second time, thankfully, with God, and with studying hard and just focusing on, like, okay, yeah, remembering, even though it's hard, this is a goal I have and I want to see it to completion. So you just kind of have to have that tenacity to be able to be working towards, a goal and not giving up just, when you reach adversity or if people are talking down. I remember the lady in there when she saw I didn't pass, like the lady who was proctoring it, she's like, oh my goodness, did you study? She was going in, and there was other people in the office. I felt so embarrassed, but man, God is good. I came back and she was actually there again months later when I passed my exam, and she didn't say anything. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was. Like, she almost looked mad when the other guy in there was telling everyone, oh, she passed her exam. He was going in. I didn't even know him. But hey, to God be the glory, and thank the Lord. That was hard, but yeah, so the next part was taking that test. That's the most important part, really. But in regards to getting licensing, but then after you get licensing, a lot of times the courses kick it to you like, oh, you're gonna pass your real estate course, then you're gonna be booming in real estate. Man, do you know how much work real estate takes to build up a business, especially if you don't have that pipeline of ready and able buyers or investors? Like, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work without pay. It's a complete business. A lot of times, especially with my brokerage, I'm working as like an independent contractor. So literally, we out here and it's real estate. We out here, and then there's real estate and all the fees. Oh, let's not forget to add in the fees. If you're a part of a brokerage that's a part of the National Association of Realtors, your state association of realtors, and then your local association of realtors, all those have fees. I'm talking about, my husband paid about $2,000. This before I'm making any money, any clients. And then you have quarterly fees. Then you have your key lock. Where I'm at, we have what's called a century lock key. Like, in order for you to get into the houses, you have that fee. It's a lot of fees. So you want to have your little nest egg saved up if you're able to. or credit card in some faith that you can pay it back. All jokes aside, let's use wisdom in regards to this because that's a lot of money. But just go ahead and do what you gotta do. Um, so moving on to 3. Number 3 would be choosing your brokerage. Now, this was a decision I had a very hard time making because I had some personal relationships with, you know, a certain brokerage where I'm like, oh, it's some things that it's like it's good, and some things are like, I think I want something else, but it's like they're familiar and I already know them, so I'm like, oh well, maybe I could go with them. Then you have you have other ones. You have some other big name brokerages. You have, just your local ones. So some out there, Keller Williams is a big one. I'm not a part of that one. But yeah, it's just so many choices. You really just have to see, how are they doing real estate? Is this something that you could see yourself doing in that capacity? Or do they require you to be in the office a certain amount of time? Like, what type of work-life balance do you want? Do you want more of a independent role to where you could just be at your house? Are you a part? Is the brokerage you're looking at? Is that how they work? Do you want to be, getting leads? Does the brokerage you're at give you free leads? Do they have desk fees, which is another fee that certain brokers just don't have? Do they have desk fees that you have to pay, in order to be there, on top of all the other fees? What type of training do they give? This is a big one. Whether it's a big or smaller brokerage, you want to make sure you're getting the adequate training, because coming new into this, you're going to want as much mentorship as you can possibly have. I'm speaking for myself. I had to learn some things, I had some training, but I also had to learn a lot on my own just because of the type that I'm a part of at the moment. So you want to make sure, that you're believing people when they tell you, like, if they're saying they focus on training, you might want to take that, very confidently, that, okay, I'm going to get the training that I need. Or if they're like, oh, we kind of let everyone do their own thing, this and that, you want to believe them with that. And even though that might be something you would like to do, is it realistic as, being new? Are you a self-starter? Do you need someone to really be there on you, motivating you? You got to really know yourself, know how you work, and know how you work best, and see where you really want yourself to be. And then also you want to just like, the training part is a big thing, because you don't want to be out here lost having to train yourself, which, certain brokerages focus on that, and the certain brokerages don't. And you also want to see, like, do they do cold calling? Do they think it's, do they look down on that? What type of marketing do they include with you? I know the brokerage I'm a part of, I got, name tag, some business cards, a car magnet, just different stuff like that to help, that was included to help get my business started, but not all brokerages, I'm sure they don't all do that. So, yeah. So those are just a few tips that I would give to new real estate agents and people interested in becoming a real estate agent. Just know that the earning potential of real estate is so great, but it's all, the amount of time that you're willing to put into it, even when you don't see those results. That's the big thing, because a lot of times I've listened to so many YouTube videos of successful real estate agents, and even some in person. It like is rarely the case. Sometimes it is, like sometimes you have your overnight success stories or people going viral overnight, but that's usually not, that's just not the case all the time. So, as we come to the conclusion of this video, I just, I hope that you all have gotten something from this. And yeah. Oh, one last thing. Trust your intuition. Trust your gut feeling. Trust when you hear someone saying something, if you're in the interview with the potential brokerage, if certain things are popping up as red flags, like, they're sounding like they don't like people switching for brokerage. They think that, people are switching because like they're getting all the training and then leaving. Do they want you to have a certain time commitment? Which is understandable in some cases, but in some cases it's kind of like a controlling or hoarding type spirit or something like that. Or are they kind of lax, or do they really just want to help you succeed, or is it mostly they just want to help their personal business or their personal brokerage succeed? So believe people when they show you who they are, and believe a company when they show you who they are. Really pay attention in those interviews. If you're a believer, which I hope that you are, pray and ask God for discernment as to which brokerage He wants you to choose, what sector of real estate He wants you to go into. I know for me, I have hopes and aspirations I'm working towards. I want to kind of focus more so of in commercial real estate, but also still servicing clients with residential real estate as well. So you also want to make sure your brokerage is doing the type of real estate that you want to do. In Virginia, it's one exam that you have to take. It's the same exam whether you want to do commercial real estate or residential real estate. I did not know that at first. I had some people that were interested in like commercial properties, and I was talking with them, letting them know I'm a real estate agent, and they're like, oh man, I was talking with someone else, and I think they said you have to take another exam, and I'm like, oh really? I'm like, oh man, I'm over here agreeing with them when I could have been helping them, because I know I don't have to take another exam in Virginia. I mean, of course you need to get training, but it's literally the same one. Now, other states might be different, and other states are different, but here in Virginia, no. So make sure you do your research, because the type of real estate you want to do, not every brokerage does that, and they're not all knowledgeable about those, the types of real estate you want to do. It's just like having different types of doctors, and you might have one that specializes in ear, nose, and throat, ENT, or you might have like a dermatologist. They're both doctors. They both went to med school, but they're specializing in different things. So that specialization is key, because I've had my fair share of disappointment when I'm not, I want more information, I want more this and that, and it is just not, there at the moment. But you just have to be a self-starter and have your eyes on the prize and be able to kind of go after what you want, go after the type of business or, stuff and life that you want. So I just want to encourage you all to go after your dreams. Don't give up even when it's taking long to see them. Keep on the fight. Have faith that God will see you through, and to never give up, because that's what, if you give up, it might not happen. And it's not like those dreams and desires you have are going to go away. They're still going to be there. You just might be a little bit regretful of it. So I will speak to you later. I hope you all have a good rest of your day, and peace.